Friday edition, Drew and KB, continues on this glorious Friday in the good land. We are very happy to welcome to our party our sorority sports correspondent. It's Kappa Kate. Kate Sutton, good afternoon. How's it going today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
We're great. We're great. Happy to have you on as you get ready. First of all, let's pick up where we left off last week. How did the exam go?
Exam, we haven't gotten the scores yet, but I felt pretty good at the end of it. I will say I was able to talk with some of my friends, and the essay portion I felt a little bit better on, but I'm hoping that the scores come out before Thanksgiving so I at least can eat my feelings if it doesn't go as well as I want.
There you go.
Come on, Kate, you're going to be just fine.
Of course. Is there a better feeling? I've had this a few times. There was a time when I took an exam, and it was a blue book exam, and we went back to the next class, and it was probably like this time of year, and they posted the scores on they didn't have your name, but they had the scores, and I had the highest score in an entire in a lecture with like 200 people.
Hey, I have not had that experience quite yet.
I was on cloud 11 when that happened.
Do you have blue books? I've seen them, in the offices in the supply closet. I've seen them in the supply closet. I don't know.
How is an essay exam conducted these days?
Yeah,
it was once again on Canvas. I had to type everything in. It was like I was like writing an essay on my computer, and it was a time limit. I had to make sure I was getting everything I needed in, and it was 5 different essay questions. It was a long exam. It was 60 minutes multiple choice, 60 minutes exam. It was I was
and this test was in what?
Business law.
Okay. Do you remember one of the essay questions?
Ooh, so what we were talking about, I don't remember actually the essay questions off the top of my head, but we were talking a lot about not warranties. We were talking a lot about contract law, the difference between like UCC versus common law, and you had to basically know the difference between the two of them, their giving situations. I'm an anxious test taker, by the way, so I really was like in my head, I had to write everything out and then had to delete some things so I didn't talk myself into a bad grade. But, again, we'll see how that actually ends up happening.
I would look at that. Well, I mean, your professors have TAs, but I think that, coming from my point of view as an instructor, the essay test would be equally as horrible for me as it would be for a student, because I do not want to sit and read that stuff.
Wade through
That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm trying to make my answers as short as possible, hoping maybe I get some brownie points for letting me go through, understand what I said, and
it would be A from me.
I don't need any use
a paragraph. All you have to do is use a paragraph break, and you're getting an A from me, because half the kids don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. I always tell people to treat it like I always tell young writers and stuff. CYA doesn't mean cover your arse. It means consider your audience. Yep. And I would write it to the professor. Like I was having a conversation explaining, well, as you told us, blah, blah, blah. And I would kind of stroke them that way. Like you told us in a lecture, you did a whole lecture on this and hit the bullet points of the lecture. And then,
that's work in the room, man.
That's exactly what I told my brother. He just applied to all of his colleges most recently. And I wanted to let him know consistently, dude, you have a great story, but I can tell you 2 sentences in, they're not going to care anymore because they are reading hundreds and thousands of essays every day. You got to hook them right away. Otherwise they're not going to stay.
So where is your brother applying?
So my brother, I believe, of course, Madison. I'd be offended if he didn't. University of Florida, University of Minnesota, the Twin Cities. And I think those are the only ones that I really knew of, because the other colleges I don't think we really talked about. But those were the main 3 that I made sure I read over his essays before submissions happened.
Do you really want him there in Madison with you?
No. Feel like it could be entertaining.
Yeah, you don't.
Well, I mean, it's of course you're a good sister.
My parents still need another chance to party. I mean, once I'm gone, they need to make sure that they have someone else to go to Madison.
But parents' weekend down in Florida,
Gainesville will be pretty good.
Gainesville's not bad.
I think that's my dad's dream. I won't lie to you. I think he's still holding out hope that maybe
the thing better would be ASU parents' weekend.
Well, they'll go through it all again with Holly. Anyway, Kate, you mentioned something that caught my ear. You said if you didn't do well on this exam, you'll eat your feelings. And last week, another callback, we talked about girl dinner.
Yes.
And you were telling us that's basically college dinner, but a grown-up version of girl dinner, because we were not into that whole concept. Another thing I wanted to ask you is that we hear this on TikTok all the time, KB and I, and women your age and people in the dating pool. We'll do this as a public service to the dudes out there.
Okay.
But if you could give us a couple of things, Kate, that you and your friends talk about amongst each other that give you the ick. That is a thing that KB and we majored in that in college, giving girls the ick.
Good.
We were both
you think highly of yourselves.
Yeah, we were on the ick dean's list. But Kate, like for those who don't know what this is something that guys do that's like an instant disqualification, turn off. Oh God, look at that guy. Oh, he's a goober, ick. What are some of those things that guys do, Kate?
Okay, so I have some pretty niche ones like in my head. Maybe, well, probably some other woman will relate. But especially at our age, men that are wearing shorts in the dead of winter, that is just such an ick to me. Put pants on, you're a grown up. I feel like you should be able to dress yourself properly without needing your mother to.
Shorts and Crocs in the winter. Okay,
and you're in Wisconsin, so you can't imagine how
the negatives, and you're wearing Nike shorts out. That's just completely.
And their legs are so pasty white.
Yes,
okay. Not attractive at all. Another niche one is, if you go into a bar or you see a guy sitting on a bar stool, and when they like kick their legs like a little kid, like swinging their legs, don't swing your legs, just sit still when you're talking to someone, because then I feel like I'm talking to a middle schooler. So that's another ick.
That's like a kid, but you put them up on a counter or something. And
you didn't your Adderall today.
Yeah.
I think another more popular one that's coming out now, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the app Snapchat. But that's like that communication app. If that is the only way that you know how to communicate with a female, that's an ick. That is a red flag. You need to be able to send me a text or give me a phone call, something like that.
Yes. No, okay. That's the thing. That's the thing that's instructive, because there was a time when I'm not really in business. You're majoring in business, but LinkedIn is a site for people in business world. And I would get requests because we're on the radio and stuff, and I get a gajillion. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then sales guys would come up to me and say, I see your LinkedIn with Fred from XYZ Corporation. I'm like, I've never met the dude.
I have no idea.
I said, yes, I just accepted the invite because I didn't know.
Yep.
Snapchat and Instagram have different layers. Which one's more intimate? Would you give a guy your Snap before you give him your Instagram? Which one should a guy ask for if he's first meeting somebody?
Well, my opinion, you ask for their phone number, but if you've decided that you don't want to go that route, Snapchat is the one where you can like send pictures, or you're just texting them just on a separate app. Instagram, I feel like, is more for that's like the social media highlight reel. I feel as though Snapchat is like your one way of communicating with another person. Instagram is almost a kind of brag about who you are as an individual. If you're following each other, that's just kind of showing your interest, but Snapchat is you actually communicating with one another.
Okay. That's a good distinction. We're talking to Kappa Kate. It's the Sorority Sports Report, but we're getting some help here. Consider it a public service for all the dudes out there, right? Yes. Because this is good. Anything else that you and the sorority sisters talk about that are like ick signs? I love this. Now, where are you on baseball caps? Some girls think it's hot. I see guys wearing hats all the time. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, are you trying?
I mean, it depends on the person. I don't mind a baseball cap. I will say, if you're only wearing a baseball cap backwards, though, that then just gets to be a little too much. If we're at like a nice dinner and you throw in a backwards baseball cap, that just feels like you don't.
Or the backwards baseball cap on a guy that's about 30 pounds overweight.
Good look,
Also,
wearing the baseball shirt that's open, you can't button it.
The Brad and Chad thing. Now, in college, you don't really need dating apps. Are college students on Hinge, Tinder? Did they use that, or just go to the bars?
No, actually, I feel like dating apps have become a very big thing recently. Like dating apps. I think the main one, honestly, that I know the most about, that most of my friends are on, is Hinge. Funny enough, Tinder, I feel like kind of phased out a little bit. I feel like Hinge is that main one. And then apparently there's this dating app called Raya or something that I guess is supposed to be like more like celebrity one.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of a fun competition of who can actually get on that app, who can get approved.
Ooh, that's a flex. I got that. Yeah. If you can be okay. See, now, Kate, we have to ask, because you're tall. Would you set a filter? Because I've seen pictures from your from your mom, posts a lot of stuff on social of your dances and your dating history. And are you cool with dating guys shorter than you? Because a lot of women, if you're 5'10" or under, you're done, out. Don't even look at me. Don't even think about it.
Okay. Yes. My first and only boyfriend was shorter than me. Did not have a problem with that due to the fact that like we grew up together. I will say, if in my future I most likely would probably set at least I want someone my height or taller than me.
Okay.
That's just a preference that I've learned over the years.
Is that with you not wearing heels ever? Or you have to wear flats, or is that?
No, that's the thing. I just want to be able to wear kitten heels, which are those 1-inch heels, and still feel a little feminine. But that's just, again, that's my preference that I've learned over the years. But yeah, I've talked, my friends have joked about that with me. Any tall guy that they see in a dating app, they'll try and like send him my way, which
basketball, volleyball players, just tall guys in general.
Yes.
Then there are a lot of women who just don't like the idea of a short king, a guy who's like, you know how it is, like a lot of guys who are 5'10" say they're 6 feet. And it's funny because I'm exactly 6 feet.
Yeah, I'm 5'11".
I'm barefoot.
We were talking about icks earlier. That was honestly one of mine. If you're rounding up your height, I can clock that right away. Back in high school, I am also exactly 6 feet tall. So I was like that measuring pole where anytime a guy officially hit the 6 feet mark, they'd be like, "Where's Kate Sutton? We need to pull her in here." And she's got some back. Which was a little embarrassing on my end, but I humbled a lot of guys that were clearly 5'10" or heck, even 5'9" that were suddenly claiming to be 6 feet.
You know what we have to do, Kate? I think if we're going to continue this relationship, and I think it's going swimmingly. We've got to get some promotion behind you, and I'm seeing a Kate Sutton growth chart.
Oh my God.
The posters,
the poster, you know.
The poster, I have my little hand like this, like you have to date me and be this height, and then that's the 6 feet mark.
That would be funny.
So, Kate, this happened to me today or this week, and tell me. Well, I mean, not what I should make of it, because I'm not trying to make anything of it. But when you do something like this, out of the blue this week, I got a text from 2 of my former students that said, "We miss you and hope you're doing well. Happy Thanksgiving."
That's
and I was
precious.
Yeah, but I'm like, you're not supposed to be. You shouldn't be
doing
that.
That's a beautiful thing. That means you made an impact. That means that they actually liked you as a professor. I gave my professor candy for Christmas last year. Then again, I went to his office hours a lot, and I think he was probably hated me a little bit. But I gave him some chocolates as a thank you for being such a good
I had a student give me a dozen Titleists.
Oh man.
Wow.
Nothing wrong with a little bribery.
And
actually, they're if it's before the end of the year, they might be bribing for the A.
No. Actually, it was a student who I found out through her advisor had to take my class, but had heard things and was afraid to. And so when I saw who she was on the first day, I just looked at her and I said, "Don't worry, I'm going to win you over." And by the end of the semester, she just she walked in with a dozen Titleists.
All right.
And you know what? I don't use them because they mean that much to me.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's good to know. What's your rate my professor? Have you ever looked yourself up?
Oh yeah, it's horrible. You know why? Because rate your professor works this way. If you're good, very few people will say anything. Yeah. Unless you're really, really good. And if you're bad, everyone's going to say everything. So it's already slanted. And I've got a bunch of 4s and 5s, but then I got a whole bunch of people that got a bug up their ass about me and just absolutely trash me. And the last 2 that I got trashed at Marquette, it was so funny because it says grade you got in the class. I mean, they ripped me limb from limb, and it said grade you got in the class A.
Wow.
So people are getting A's. We're taking me apart.
What?
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's not how it should work.
That's not nice. But I mean, if you ever need to like lock in, or you're going on like a revenge tour, maybe just read those to get yourself going again. Get yourself angry.
I don't know how that works, but if you could get people to, go to mine and, jack that up. I mean, it's kind of like an Uber rating, I guess.
There. Yeah, it's like an Uber rating. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hey, Kappa Kate, it's the final football home game. Are you going to dress warm and make it to jump around this time? What's the deal?
I've decided that, yes, I'm officially going to prioritize the warmth over the fashion, and I am going to stay for jump around. The Wisconsin stands might need it. I honestly don't know many people. I mean, again, I'm surrounded by Greek life, but a lot of people are going home already today. Me and one other roommate are still here right now in my apartment. Everyone else either went home yesterday or this morning, or they leave heck tomorrow morning. So a lot of people are trying to get out of here so they can all go see their family. So I'll try to be extra loud to cheer for the Badgers.
That'll be awesome. We'll catch up with you down the road, Kate. Best of luck on any exams you might have on Friday, and just have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. You guys too.
You bet. All right. Kappa Kate Sutton, our sorority sports report. That was a public service to all you dudes out there. The ick. Don't swing your feet when you're sitting down, and don't wear shorts in the winter. It should be backwards hat. You shouldn't have to.